Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to be back in the studio. All right, you ready to get going? Everybody ready?
Ready.
Well, welcome to Fiscal Fridays, the show where we give you practical solutions to put to rest things that keep you up at night. I'm David Schaeffer, founder of American Retirement Advisors. For over 25 years, we've helped make healthcare, retirement income, and inheritance planning 1, 2, 3 easy. Now, today I want to introduce somebody to you that I'm very proud of, Jason Tweet. Jason joined our team because we're growing, and we're growing in a direction I'm really excited about. Jason is focused on generational wealth strategies. Now, what that means for you is we're building out our inheritance planning practice, making sure that what you've built doesn't just last your lifetime, but actually gets to the people you love in a way that you intended. So, Jason, come on in. Hey, everybody, give him a round of applause.
Thanks, David. I'm excited to be here.
Well,
How about you, number 2?
this is our second podcast. Yes, sir.
So I've been talking with a lot of families already, and the one thing I keep hearing is people who have worked hard to build what they have and are really worried about making sure it's protected for the next generation.
Yep.
Say from Uncle Sam, probate, courts, and siblings too.
Don't get me started with siblings, right? All right.
Not today. That's exactly what I'm here to help with, help grow this practice, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, that's the key. We're not just adding people, but we're adding capability. Jason's here so that when you come in with a question about your kids, your grandkids, your legacy, yes, even siblings, we now have a dedicated resource. And Jason's building out a team. So it won't just be him. He's going to build a team of 5 folks to help folks nationwide with all of your inheritance planning challenges, especially generational wealth strategies. How to get your hard-earned money and your savings and your assets from this generation to the next and keep it going for a long time.
Correct.
If that's what you wish. Yeah. All right. So, hey, Jason, this is the end of this segment. So this is
Fiscal
Fridays. You're supposed to clap. All right, Jason. Let's get to the first caller. So this guy called in. Was it a guy or a girl?
Just a few days ago.
Okay.
So yeah, it was last week.
Okay. All right. I got my pen ready.
Perfect. You ready? We got a call last week from a woman. Let's call her Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Linda is 68 years old. Her mom just got placed in a long-term care facility.
Mm.
Her mom had an annuity, which was great for income.
Okay.
It was paying her steady money every month.
Mm-hmm.
But now mom needs a lump sum to cover this facility, and the annuity is only paying $1,200 a month.
Okay.
Linda's panicking.
Mm-hmm.
She's terrified she's going to be the one footing the bill for her mom's care.
Understandable.
Linda's husband, Bill, he's not happy about it, but he's sympathetic, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They're both worried. And on top of that, Linda and Bill only have about $500,000 saved for their own retirement in an IRA. She's watching that number and thinking, is all of this just going to disappear taking care of mom?
Well, I emphasize because, believe it or not, we see this at least once a week in multiple offices. Mm-hmm. So let me make sure I heard you, Linda. I want to first take care of what's keeping you up at night, and my assumption is making sure that mom's cared for.
Correct.
And then the second part is making sure that the bills are taken care of, but they're not taken care of out of your lifelong savings. So let's take a look at this, because I think there's a way for you to stay retired, and mom's going to be taken care of. So let's talk about this a little bit more, because you're worried about mom. I get it. You're worried about how to pay the bills. Mom's got this annuity, and you're concerned that you're not going to be able to stay retired. I think I've got a pretty good handle on this. So let's look at assets. I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. Again, how old were these folks? How young were they?
They are both 68 and just recently retired.
All right, 68 and retired. And the nest egg, what do they have saved? Not including their house.
They have $500,000 IRA in one bank.
All right, but it's an IRA.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, I'd be a little concerned too, because sometimes folks think that they put money in an annuity and it's just going to stay there forever. I get it. And then I would imagine that they're worried about the ups and downs of the market with their money as well. It's really normal. So Linda, I think I've got a pretty good handle on this. I hear you, and I think I've got some bright sunny skies ahead for you.
I can figure this out.
I think we can. So here's the cool thing. Mom most likely bought that annuity for income, and that's what it's doing, and that's what they're really made for. And I know how expensive long-term care is because we do a lot of long-term care planning for folks. Hopefully we do it for you before you need it. But here's the other cool thing about annuities. If it's a fixed annuity, it's very likely that mom can take large withdrawals from that annuity without creating a penalty, and in many cases, it will not create a taxable event either, because even if that annuity is qualified and she's taking it out for a long-term care need, there's no tax on that money. It's tax exempt, if you will. So that's pretty cool, I think. So hang on half a second, and let me get this thing to where it needs to be, and let's go further. Jason, I know we have a lot of guideposts that we produce. Every time somebody comes up with something that we don't have something printed for, we'll go make another one. In this particular case, we have a guidepost. Yep. This one's been updated for 2026. So let me get this thing going. It walks you through the costs of long-term care. And again, it's been updated for this year. Now, how could somebody get a copy of this?
So for folks that are in the audience, we printed them out right here for you, and everybody else, download the link right from our website.
Yeah, so for folks in the studio, they'll be available at the reception desk for you if you want to get yourself a copy. The important thing about this is it's updated for this year.
It changes all the time.
Yeah, so everybody's situation is a little bit different. And so for Linda and Bill, mom's challenge is very likely solvable. Your situation is preventable. So here's what I would suggest. Get the contract for mom's annuity. Not a statement, not a piece of paper that they sent you in the mail, but something thick with a staple in it. And it's going to have mom's name in there somewhere and her signature somewhere, because that's the way the contracts are drawn up. You have a contract, or she has a contract. It's just a matter of finding it. And if you can find the insurance company, and if you have power of attorney, or if mom's lucid and everything's okay, she can call and request a copy of that contract. What we're specifically looking for is all of the clauses. Now, there's two types of annuities that will pay income. There's the kind that's the fixed annuity, kind of works like a certificate of deposit, pretty straightforward. It has a duration, and then she probably turned on a lifetime income benefit. And then there's the other kind, that's the variable annuity, kind of sold by brokers. We try to stay away from them because they're very expensive. But either way, if you like, no charge to you, no obligation, get us a copy of the contract. We'll go over it with you. We'll share with you what it does and what it doesn't do. And we can determine those answers in, well, it might take us a minute or two to read it. But we know what we're looking for, and it's our pleasure. And we won't charge anything for doing that. We just want to give you the peace of mind that you deserve. Because it's very likely mom's okay. And she can take care of her needs herself. So anyways, let's move forward a little bit. And so...
Yeah, no, that's good, David. I think, Linda, again, your mom's challenge is solvable, and your situation is preventable.
Yep.
Just come see us, we'll take care of it.
And you can see us on Zoom. So you don't have to drive to Scottsdale or Las Vegas or any of our other offices. We'll help you. We'll help you for sure. So, hey, Jason, this is
Fiscal Fridays.
All right, let's go to the next segment. All right, I'm going to put this thing away, and
It's time.
yeah, some folks like this one. I don't like getting mad about anything, but
Sometimes it's justified.
I know, but I still don't like it. Here's my rant. You know what really gets me? Timeshares. I love the live audience. Thank you. Because when I'm talking to the screen, I don't know if anybody relates to me or not. But anyways, the cool thing about timeshares for the previous generation is it was a gathering place. Grandma and grandpa got the kids to come, the grandkids to come. Beautiful memories were made. And then what happens to just about all of us? Grandma and grandpa passed away. And you know what they left their grandkid? A gift. A timeshare. How nice. Except the kid didn't sign up for it. It just showed up in the mail. And you know what came with it?
Not those things.
Yeah, fees. Annual membership fees, annual maintenance fees, special assessment fees. They needed a new seawall fee. And guess what? He lived on the other side of the country. He didn't get a chance to use this thing. He didn't even sign a piece of paper. It just came. And then so did the bills. The kid has a family. He lives on the other side of the world. He's never going to use this thing. And he can't get rid of it. My son spent over $3,000 just to get it listed while paying fees for 4 years. Guess what the listing price was? Guess how much he's going to get for this? How's zero sound? So the gift cost him thousands of dollars, and for the 4 years he was paying fees, it was a privilege for nothing. So that's the thing. Grandma and grandpa thought they were doing something wonderful because when they had their timeshare, it was really cool for them. They could go someplace every year, have the same families around them, have friends that went for the same week or so. It was relatively convenient for them to get there. And it did make wonderful memories. But this is a different world and a different generation. And what they didn't realize was they weren't handing their grandkid a memory. They were handing them a burden. So what we encourage folks to do is just talk. Talk often. Talk before you gift something that may be more burden than benefit. Talk to your kids, and if you don't talk to your kids, talk to us, because a gift should make life easier for the folks you give it to, not harder. And that's my rant. I like the clapping. I'm sorry. I like the clapping. All right. Next segment. Let's get another caller. There's producers and then there's the podcasters. We get to be the podcasters, and I have a button that makes it go. All right. Next segment. We've got a caller from last week.
Yes.
And yeah, this one's fun. So, wait.
So yeah, we got a call.
I gotta get it.
After last week's show.
Yeah.
Gentleman, let's call him John.
Okay.
He called in and said, "I heard your rant about CDs." He said, "That's me." He said he never got rid of his CDs because he was making 4%.
Okay. Reasonable.
They're just sitting there. He said he's already paid the tax on the interest, so he figured he was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But after hearing you talk about it, he wanted to know, should I be doing something different?
Well, what did he say about these CDs? He had how much? 500,000?
He's got 500,000, one certificate at a large bank.
Well, let's see if we can help this guy out, because we want him to sleep easy at night. So he had to pay tax on the interest from last year.
Correct.
And he didn't take the money out, right?
No.
Do you think he wants to pay the tax on the interest next year too?
No, sir. I don't think he
No.
likes to.
All right. Let's see if we can help.
Yeah.
So I know it's keeping him up. It's keeping him up at night because the rants it's real. Because I think a lot of folks have money in the bank. They have their money in the CD. It's easy. It's safe. It's convenient. They know exactly what they're getting, and he feels good, and I get it. But the problem is, John has $500,000 sitting in a single CD, making money on it every year. And every year, whether he uses the money or not, he owes tax on the gains. He already said he doesn't need the money. He's not spending it. It's just sitting there. So every single year, the IRS gets a piece of it anyways. So he's being penalized for doing the right thing. So, John, I'm glad you called. You do have a choice. You have a lot of choices. Most folks don't realize they have a choice. You can roll that CD into something similar duration, defer the tax, and then let the money grow until you actually need it. When you take the money out, you only pay tax on that gain for what you took out, not on the whole thing every year, whether you need it or not. So let me explain. If you guys have a pen, get one handy. I've got one handy. John's got $500,000. This seems to be the $500,000 caller week.
Yeah.
And it's 4%. So quick math, 500, 4%. You're fast on them. You should be working in generational wealth strategies, $20,000. All right, so $20,000 of income. And
sounds right. That's it.
He's going to be paying tax on that. So let's just say he's in the 37% tax bracket. He lives in Massachusetts in a city, say Boston. They're going to take the rest of it. So half of that money is not his anymore because the IRS is going to take $10,000 of that $20,000. Now the bank, they're happy because it's $520,000 in that. In the certificate still at the bank, he's got to go into his pocket, into his checkbook, and find $10,000 to pay the tax on money that he never used. I know it's turning into a rant, but I got it. I got solutions for you, buddy. I do. So let's keep going. After year 2, he made another $20,000, probably a little bit more because compounded in interest. And the IRS gets another $10,000 bill. So the CD has $540,000. And the bank's happy, it looks great on paper, but John's written 2 checks totaling over $20,000 to the IRS on money that's just sitting there. He never touched it. He didn't need it. He's probably going to do it again next year until we get him some help, right? So let's look at the other side. There are options from insurance companies. Same $500,000, same 4%, same $20,000 a year in gains, but this time it's tax deferred. It's in a fully insured tax-deferred savings program, insured by an insurance company, not by the bank or the FDIC or NCUA if it's in a credit union. So same duration. But John doesn't owe a dime this time. No check to the IRS. He just keeps smiling at savings. He gets a statement and it says there's more money in there. Year 2, he gets another $20,000, probably more, same as the CD, but no tax bill. So if we look at the numbers side by side, one account's got $540,000 in it, so does the other, but one of them cost you $20,000 for the privilege on money you never used. So with the tax-deferred savings program, it's his money. Some folks even call this triple compounding because he didn't have to pay the interest while it was growing. Yep. So there are options, John. Absolutely options. So he shouldn't be penalized for doing the right thing, saving his money for retirement. The bank's happy to keep it and help him to keep paying the IRS because it's not their problem. It's his. So let's build the solution. Instead of getting one certificate of deposit for $500,000, get 5 $100,000 certificates from an insurance company. Same duration, same interest rate. And let's say next year you want to take all the kids on a cruise. And maybe it's a pricey cruise, you need $100,000. Well, you leave the $400,000 alone, the 4 other certificates, just cash in the one that you need, and then you'll pay the tax on the interest. But how much interest are you going to pay? You're going to pay tax on 1/5 the interest because you only cashed in one certificate. Kind of cool, more money in your pocket. Again, that's triple compounding when the compound grows upon itself. And you won't owe the tax until you take the money out. Think of it like an IRA, but you don't have required distributions. You can leave it in there forever if you wanted to. Different, right?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the way to do it is to ladder these. Why doesn't everybody explain it like that?
Well, we got to look at who's helping, right? The folks at the bank, they're not going to tell you about that because CDs weren't made for you and me, they were made for banks. The old advisor's not interested in talking to you because if they don't have to talk to you, they make more money because they have more time on their hands. So in that chain of benefits, the folks that actually get the benefit is not you. They don't get paid to share with you what to do with your money. They get paid to offer their products. We're different. We want you to have the information to make your own decisions about how money works. And that's the difference between a broker and an advisor. A broker hopes you don't ask. We hope you do. So anyway, homework for our caller.
Yeah.
Here's what I tell you, John. It's the same thing that I tell everybody sitting across from me. Bring in your CD statements. Let's look at what you're actually holding. We'll show you exactly where you'd be in the tax deferred versus the tax owed, and we'll do it on a piece of paper, handwritten piece of paper. I like pens, and you'll do the math. I'll do the math, and we'll show you a better way to do it. And then whether you keep the CDs or you look for an alternative, you've done the math, and you've done it from somebody that, quite honestly, is looking out for your best interest rather than trying to sell you something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, you know what? There's a zinger that comes with banks. I don't know about you, but we're kind of in the inheritance space.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you went to the bank or credit union and you opened a new account?
A year ago.
Okay. And did they ask you specifically if you would like to put a beneficiary on that account?
No, they actually didn't.
You know why? Because if they don't put a beneficiary in the account, the money's going to sit there for anywhere from 12 to 24 months, as that particular account has to go through probate. Right? So it's not to their interest to put a beneficiary on one of those accounts. And if you've ever gone through the process of adding beneficiaries, we've got quite a few accounts at quite a few banks, but just one bank took over an hour and a half to add beneficiaries to our accounts. And the teller couldn't do it. They had to find us a banker. How many banks have bankers in them anymore? Well, you have to make an appointment. Yeah, so they don't make it exactly easy. I mean, they're super nice about it, and they'll call somebody on the phone while you're sitting at their desk to figure out how to do it, because it's not something they do every day. Yeah, kind of crazy. But for what we're suggesting John do is look for certificates from an insurance company. They won't issue it unless it has a named beneficiary.
Yeah.
Right? So they're actually looking out for your best interest and avoiding probate without any muss or fuss.
Correct.
Kind of crazy. So anyways, this really falls into our inheritance planning, and I think that's why you're here.
Absolutely. It's exactly why I'm here. I work with folks who have done the right thing. They've saved. They've accumulated. They don't need the money today, but they do have aspirations to pass that wealth on to the next generation without Uncle Sam stepping in, without probate, as you just said, and without a mess.
Or siblings.
Siblings, yeah. Those are the conversations I get to have. And actually, David, after hearing John's question earlier this week, our team put together a guidepost on exactly this. It walks through what a CD actually is, what it's costing you, and what your alternatives look like.
Okay.
It's on our website now. You can download just below. And for everybody here today, again, we have them printed up over here for you.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love the stuff that we have made specifically for Fiscal Footnotes and Fiscal Fridays. Beautiful. The CD was never designed for you. Again, you can click the links below and download a copy. It's our gift to you. But yeah, they did a nice job with the design on this one. Okay.
Yeah, that's great information.
Yeah. Okay. So, Jason?
This is...
No, not yet.
No?
No.
It's not.
No, okay. It actually is.
It is Fiscal Fridays. Let's say it.
It is.
1, 2, 3. This is
Fiscal Fridays. All right. Now, the rant's not my favorite part. People love when I get mad because I hardly ever get mad.
Doesn't happen very often.
No. This is what I like. I like the history of it all. And this one's super interesting. I was excited to see the research on this one. Here's something that most folks don't know. The certificate of deposit, the CD you have sitting in your bank right now, wasn't invented for you. In the 1950s, big banks like First National Citibank, that's Citibank today, had a problem. Their corporate clients were pulling cash out of checking accounts and putting them into treasury bills because the rates were better. Banks were hemorrhaging deposits. So on February 20th, 1961, a banker named Walter Wriston came up with a solution. He invented the negotiable certificate of deposit. It was designed for big business clients, not you and me. The bank literally lent $10 million to a Wall Street broker to create a secondary market so these certificates could be traded between investors. Regular consumers didn't get CDs till much later, when banks realized they could lock up everybody's money with fixed terms at modest rates. So here's the fiscal footnote. The CD was never designed to be a retirement plan tool. It was designed to solve a bank's problem. They needed your money, they locked it up, they paid you just enough to keep you from leaving. And 65 years later, most folks are still sitting there getting paid 4%, paying tax on every penny every year, whether you need the money or not. There is a better way. We just showed John in the last segment that there are alternatives. We felt it was so important. We felt it was so important that we actually wrote this white paper. So get your mitts on it.
Yep.
It's all fresh data, and everything is cited as to the sources. So with that, Jason, this is Fiscal Fridays. Oh, Fiscal Fridays, not Fiscal Footnote. Fiscal Fridays. Oh my gosh. You know this is taped live, right? Yeah. All right. So I think we'll go to the audience and let's do some Q&A.
Absolutely.
And hang on, let me go back here on this little thingy for a second. Yeah. So let's go to the audience. So
Let me take the mic.
no, Miss Thea can go do it.
Oh, beautiful.
Do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, guys. So let's go that way, and you guys can ask us anything about healthcare planning. You can ask us anything about inheritance planning, and you can of course ask us anything about retirement income planning. So before you say something, just raise your hand. We'll give you the microphone so we can hear what you're saying, and then I'll take some notes and try to get you an answer. So yes.
Oh, got one right in front. I'm coming around. I'm stuck.
All right.
Here we go, my friend.
I know I'm already old, but
Wait a second. You've been a client how long?
10 years?
10 years. So you can't even be close to old. Old starts at 100.
Well, I'm 103. So,
All right.
You
all
look
right.
great.
thanks. My question is about long-term health care.
Okay. Long-term care.
When is the right time to look into that concept?
All right. So if you're asking numerically when to look at long-term care planning, if you're thinking about buying insurance, the ultimate time to do it is in your 40s. But after age 40, there's no time like the present. So long-term care planning, I would grab this and take a look because it was updated for 2026. Long-term care planning has more to do with knowing how you would like to be cared for, where you'd like to be cared for, than buying insurance. So everything that we do starts with a plan. Give me the problem. I think your problem is you're worried about when you do turn 100, how are you going to take care of yourself if you can't take care of yourself, right? That's the ultimate goal. And there's lots of ways to do that. Clients that go through the income planning process with us all have a plan for long-term care because, again, as advisors, we're not the guys that are going to try to sell you something. We're the guys that are going to tell you that there's bumps in the road, and we want to make sure that they're not as bumpy as they need to be. We want to smooth the ride out as best we can. So there's no time like today to start planning for long-term care. So for folks in the audience watching this on all of the socials, get together with a long-term care planning consultant. That's actually a designation that we hold as well, because these are folks that are going to work in your best interest. Our first white paper that I wrote with David Edge, the other David in the practice, we must have wrote that thing 15 years ago, and all I wanted to do was boil down 9 ways to pay for long-term care, of which 7 of those 9 did not include buying insurance. So again, we're thinkers, we're planners. We're going to look at every single opportunity you have to help you figure this out before you need it. Just like the first caller, she had 2 issues. One, the daughter and her husband don't have a long-term care plan because they would have said they did. And mom's long-term care might need a little bit of after the fact
Yeah.
planning. Either way, I think her situation is solvable. So for you, sir, you know what I'm going to say. When you pick this up before we take you to lunch today, go book an appointment so we can sit down and have a conversation and frame out how to get you a solution. So great question. Thank you. Yep. All right. Anybody else? Yep. One over there.
All right.
There's really no answer to this question, but I'm curious about your opinion of it. It appears to me that there's a tremendous push to kick people off of original Medicare over the next few years and put them on Advantage plans, which are, in my opinion, from what I've seen, offer far less and can be more expensive.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I'm
So
curious if you have an opinion on that.
well, with 25 years of helping people, I can give you the facts, not an opinion. The federal government has incentivized alternatives to original Medicare, in the Medicare Advantage programs. Depending on where you live, major metro area or in the sticks. And I'm not trying to be funny about it, but if you're in a deep rural area where you've got to drive an hour for care, Medicare Advantage this year and years going forward are not going to be as well funded. So the push is not to push people to Medicare Advantage, it's to push folks back to original Medicare in rural areas. Now, Medicare Advantage plans, for the most part, are network-based. If you're in a major metropolitan area, you'll find over 80% of doctors have vetted into most Medicare Advantage plan networks. So Mayo Clinic so the response is Mayo Clinic. So we happen to live in Scottsdale, Arizona, where less than 3% of the population uses one facility. So Mayo Clinic has not vetted onto any of the quality measured network-based Medicare Advantage plans in the area. So if you're a Mayo Clinic user, which is a very small population of the folks that are listening to us today, and a very small population of folks that live in Arizona, you need original Medicare, and then you need a supplement to that Medicare to maintain that relationship. There are organizations in California, Colorado, and in Washington, D.C. That use another very small organization called Kaiser Permanente. I'm not trying to call any of these brands out, but Kaiser requires that you have a Medicare Advantage plan to participate in their care. So for the 97% of folks that don't use either one of those organizations, Medicare Advantage plans offer more value in most cases in major metropolitan areas this year in 2026 because they offer benefits that are not part of Medicare, but they pay the exact same services that somebody on original Medicare would receive. So for 97% of the population, their doctor is probably vetted onto a Medicare Advantage network or two because the doctor can be paid a quality bonus over and above what original Medicare pays. And the Medicare Advantage plans offer things that are not part of Medicare. And every year, those extra benefits that are not part of Medicare do change. So for folks that have original Medicare and a federally standardized Medicare supplement, or for folks in Massachusetts, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, they have a non-standard Medicare supplement, still follows the federal standard today because they were first. Yeah, there's a lot of great options. But the question was, it sounds like folks are being pushed into Medicare Advantage. And I could see how folks would feel that. But a Medicare Advantage plan outside of very few doctor organizations will pay for the exact same service, for the exact same doctor, for the exact same hospital, almost anywhere in the United States, as long as it's a major metropolitan area today. And now there are things that didn't exist 5 years ago. There are national HMOs and PPOs available, giving folks more reach on the Medicare Advantage side. So I'm not saying one's better than the other. For most folks, they would experience the same thing. And for folks in their 70s and 80s, in many cases, in many metropolitan areas, there is no way that you could pay more on a Medicare Advantage plan than you would pay for the premium alone with a Medicare supplement. But again, it's different everywhere.
So would you feel it's safe to say it's important to see what's right for you? What hospitals, what doctors, what needs
Absolutely.
you have,
Yeah,
whether an
yeah.
Advantage plan is going to be right for you or a supplement continuing to be correct for you, and every year it changes.
Absolutely, and you should meet with somebody that offers both sides, and will share with you how everything works. But for folks that use Mayo Clinic, specifically in Arizona, you need Medicare and a supplement to continue that relationship. But if you live in Jacksonville or if you live in Rochester, it's likely you can use a Medicare Advantage plan there. So it's really Arizona as we sit today.
Who else
So-
has a question?
Did it help?
This young lady has one.
It was a big question.
Mine's not a question. This is the first year I've been on a Medicare HMO through Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I'm on the classic plan, and my payments are so much lower, and I finally have dental coverage, all kinds of wonderful benefits. If I have any questions, I call them up and they explain everything. I get to see all my doctors, and I'm allowed to go to my regular hospitals that I need to go to.
Yeah.
So I've been very, very pleased, and I have my drug coverage.
Yeah.
And the payments are very, very low.
Yeah.
And
So-
I had to eat crow because I always said I would not go on an HMO. And I ate the crow.
Well, but the plan that you picked serves your needs.
It
You
does.
don't need a referral. Your
No.
doctors are there. Your hospital is there, and it provides value to you.
Yes, and I see the doctor for $8. The specialist
It's amazing.
for $8.
But you didn't have to change anything except the plan. So everybody's needs are different as to where you want to receive the care. And you're lucky that you live in a major metropolitan area. There is a plan that meets your needs specifically. It doesn't matter what brand it is because they're all quality rated. And you're happy.
Yes.
And then in your case, you have a organization that does not vet onto any of those networks. So you have the right plan for you. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what meets your needs specifically for that period of time that you're looking. So, I'm happy you're happy because you go where you want. I'm happy you're happy because you go where you want. Yeah, so everybody's needs are a little different. Oh,
applause.
we're supposed to clap.
Pay attention to it.
All right, more questions. What else you got? Where are we going to lunch? Oh, there
Here
we go.
David, you mentioned annuities and the expense that go with them between fixed and variable.
Mhm.
Can you expand on that a little bit as far as the downside of annuities,
Okay,
upsides? I have one,
okay.
but I want to make sure I'm asking the right questions to my financial advisor.
Great. So there's multiple types of annuities. Anybody ever heard of Social Security? Okay, well, that's an annuity. Okay, so they're not bad, they're just a tool. There's multiple types. So Social Security is more closely related to an income annuity. If you were to buy yourself a pension, you could do something like that. That's what companies do to give you your payout, is they buy a single premium immediate annuity. Immediately, it's going to pay you for a period of time, which could be your lifetime and it could extend to somebody else's lifetime, like a spouse. A pension, essentially. There's another type of annuity called a fixed annuity. A fixed annuity typically has no or low fees, and it's for a duration, and you can add something to a fixed annuity. But the crux of a fixed annuity is it's going to pay you a guaranteed interest rate or a interest rate in the future, but your value can't go down based on anything. You put $100,000 into a fixed annuity and it's going to sit there or it's going to grow. Again, most folks use annuities for income in the future. So a fixed annuity you can take withdrawals from it. There's rules around that. And then there's the other type of annuity called a variable annuity. Variable annuities we do not offer for a specific reason. We are in the retirement income space of financial planning. So our clients are looking for guarantees of principal, which a variable annuity does not offer. our clients are looking at low fees, which most variable annuities do not offer. And a variable annuity could have a guaranteed income benefit to take money like it's a pension from it over a period of time or a lifetime. But the costs associated with a variable annuity are almost always higher if you're going to have that feature. Whereas with a fixed annuity, you can't lose money if the market goes in the wrong direction. So a variable annuity will use sub-accounts that look like mutual funds. We know what mutual funds do, and we know that which way they're going. I'm sitting here in 2026, market's going in a positive direction. But in 2008, the market didn't go in the right direction. It took a while for it to get back. In 2001, the market didn't go in the right direction, and it took a while for it to get back. The end of 2018, the market went in the wrong direction, and it did bounce back pretty quick. If you know what I'm saying, variable annuities are variable. You don't know what you're going to get in terms of the cash value of the account. But there's good answers at the time, and there's less good answers at the time. So fixed annuities, you know exactly what's going to happen, or zero could happen, right? It can't go down. A variable annuity, you don't know what the cash value is going to do. So when we're looking for income planning, where we sit today in this very date and time, we look for guarantees if we're going to get an insurance product, because we're going to want to insure something for folks. A variable annuity, we avoid them because we can't insure anything specifically. And you asked about long-term care planning. That first caller, well, what if you have a guaranteed income from an annuity that the value of the cash goes up and down, and it goes down to nothing, but you're still getting your income? Yay. Well, that caller is still going to have a cash value, likely, that they could take from, because a fixed annuity can't go down with the market. So that's the big difference. One has an insured cash value, and the other's subject to market swings up and down. Yeah. So I hope that helps.
Yay.
Next question.
These are good.
We got one in the front.
Oh,
We got one.
sneak it over
All right,
here
we got
for
two
you.
questions. All right, this is
I'm
awesome.
gonna go over there.
This is probably something you can't really
Oh,
offer advice
I
on.
already got one I can't do.
Okay, no, you can do
I think I
it.
did it.
What keeps you up at night? Well, I'm rapidly approaching the RMD threshold next
Okay,
year.
great.
72.
Yeah.
And I'm also tiptoeing around the IRMA threshold.
Okay.
And when I have to do the RMDs next year, it's definitely probably gonna flip me over.
All right. So two naughty words: required minimum distributions and IRMA. IRMA is a surcharge on your Medicare, and RMDs are, you made a deal with the government that you would take the money out at some point in time. They set the parameters, you said okay, and now you're going to have to take out approximately 3.65% on your first year. So we already know that you've got $10 million in your in your IRA. So that means you're going to have to take out $365,000, and you're going to get popped huge on the surcharges for your Medicare. So there are things that you can do. I don't know if this one is for you, but many of our clients are religious and they tithe. So you could do a distribution from that IRA to pay your religious organization, creating no taxable event for you, and it's not income for you. So that's one way to get it out.
But it does count as an RMD.
It will require the federal need to take money out, but it will not create an income or a taxable event for you. So that's one way to do it, is a charitable distribution. But that's just one secret. There's lots of different things to do for that. And it sounds like you need to sit down with a certified financial planner, or more importantly, a retirement income planner that can help with alternative ways to get money out of a qualified account when you get to that magic age, whatever it's going to be for you, 72, 73. Hopefully by the time I get there, I can wait till I'm 100. But, hope isn't a plan. It's just something we do. Yeah, so I hope that helps.
Is that covered?
Is that going to change? 73 now. Is that going to change to?
All right. So the question is required distributions. When do you have to take it out? May I suggest, I don't have them printed here, but we've got them. Every year we just republish the federal government's tax requirements as to when you got to do what and when you got to do it. Will it move? Well, everything in the world seems to change, right? Because I remember when it wasn't 72, it wasn't 73, it was way earlier. It was 71 and a half. Well, how are you supposed to calculate that? At least they got it on a real year now. But anyways, so yes, will it change? Everything changes. But ask for the retirement tax information, tax facts, and we've got guideposts there at the front desk. For folks online, we publish every year. It's just a summary of IRS data, just so we have it's actually a 2-pager because they have a lot of stuff. And you can download it. Just go to AmericanRetire.com, go to the guidepost section, and all of the white papers that we publish, they're there, and they're great bits of information. I like them because I like pen and paper, so I can scribble on them. Hey, look, this is you. You're 72. What are you going to do? Hey, that rhymes.
I got another one.
Okay, follow up. Yes, sir.
I have Parkinson's and my medication changes prices all over the place, and I get inundated by lots of other companies and trying to figure out which ones are gonna, or I have to pay less.
Oh, you're talking about how do you save on your carbidopa levodopa?
Yeah.
Well,
Specifically the new one that is time release that nobody wants to cover.
Got you. So are you even close to Medicare age yet? These people, man, they look good. It must be Scottsdale, I tell you. So anyways, as far as finding out what to do for the drugs, so safe to say that you have a prescription drug plan, or do you have an all-in-one, or do you have a prescription drug plan separate? How do you, what insures your drugs?
Just voted
Okay, so you have an all-in-one plan, a Medicare Advantage plan. So when you say that there's a new drug out, there's 2 things in the way. One is Medicare's approval to add it to Medicare's general formulary. And then 2, the individual plan's acceptance and putting it on their formulary. Just because if Medicare doesn't say, yes, this is a covered drug, nobody can cover it and help you. Okay, so let's say that, let's call the drug X, and drug X has been approved by Medicare. Once a quarter, 4 times a year, Medicare makes adjustments to the formulary. They either add something or take something away. And that's the big formulary. And then the insurance company's formulary can follow, or they can wait to the next calendar year, kind of at their choice, unless Medicare says you got to do it. So you got 2 bumps in the road right now as far as getting that particular drug covered. All prescription drug plans, whether it's an all-in-one plan or it's part of or it's separate, a standalone prescription drug plan that would go with a supplement program. There's an exception process that your doctor can take you through, and it's standard. It doesn't matter if you have X company or Y company or Z company. All Medicare prescription drug plans, whether they're part of a plan or separate, have this exception process that your doctor can go through to say, hey, I know this drug's not on your formulary. We're requesting an exception. Can you please help? And then if there is reason for them to do it, like it's been proven that that will help, then the insurance company at their discretion can say yes. So we've got quite a few clients nationwide that have drugs that are not on the formulary, but by exception, they got it approved. How do you get it approved? You ask your doctor that's prescribing it to go through the federally approved exception process for Medicare Part D prescription drug programs. Yeah.
Good.
And stay after class, and I'll bring my iPad to lunch, and then let's go look that up and see if we can't figure that out for you. Well, whether it's that guy X or another guy or gal X, yeah, that's not where you look. So there are foundations. When the drug manufacturers make up something, no, the manufacturer of that particular drug, they all have a method to get you something. So let's say that you were actually the age that you looked, you're 50, you're not on Medicare yet, and you see all this stuff on TV because they came up with something amazing, which is good, it's amazing. They'll have a program that'll get that million a month drug down to $25 a month so they can get you the help you need. Once you get to Medicare, they won't do it anymore. But if that drug is not on Medicare's formulary, guess what? It's likely that they will help you with that until they do manage to get it onto a formulary. So there's lots of different things you can do. But I would start with the manufacturer and see what's going on with that drug. And then any one of our client care folks can look it up for you. If it doesn't pop up anywhere, it's not on Medicare's formulary yet.
He's going to start with you. You're going to help him.
I know. I'll bring my iPad. We'll do it at lunch. Yeah, so it's my pleasure.
Who's hungry? Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this thing up and get everybody to lunch because you guys are between me and lunch. All right, let's get past this thing and all right, let's do the close. Come on, teleprompter thing. All right, so let's do a quick recap before we wrap it up. I want to take a step back and look at what we covered today because it was a good show. We talked to Linda, and her mom just went into a long-term care facility. She was terrified she was going to lose all of her money, not mom's money, her money, taking care of her. And then we showed her that mom's annuity that she already has might actually solve the problem. So mom's problem is probably solvable, and Linda, your long-term care needs to start because you got to put a plan together because your situation's preventable. And we talked about timeshares. Grandma thought she was leaving a gift, and what she left was a debt disguised as the gift that nobody talked about until it was too late. And then John had a situation. He had $500,000 sitting in a CD, and he was paying tax on it every single year, and he didn't need the money. He just didn't need to pay the tax either. So we showed him a different way that he could get the same rate of return, probably better, and so he just needs to decide where to put the money. And you know what all three of those folks have in common? Nobody told them what's actually happening with their money. They didn't say what the contract said on the annuity. They didn't say what that gift was going to cost. Nobody was helping. So most importantly, we want you sleeping easy at night. That's our goal. And that's why we do the show. Really, so we can reach more folks and put their mind at ease. So before we go, I want to make sure you know a few things. If you're new to us, we've been publishing a newsletter for over 25 years. You can get yourself a copy every month. Subscribe and just let us know where to send it. And it's our gift to you. It's our pleasure. We have no signs of slowing down. In fact, we're growing faster than ever. We launched 3 new social media channels. 4. See, they're going faster than I can even keep up with. So what's the 4th one?
Mark and Jackie in Vegas.
The Vegas guys have got a show too. Yep. So what are they talking about?
It's good. It's about real estate in retirement and those conversations that happen. And most importantly, pre-planning prior to retirement happening so that you can have everything planned out the right way.
Okay. So 4 channels.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter where you like to consume your content. Watch TV, if you will. Watch your phone. Watch whatever you watch. Our daily tips and tricks are in 60-second bits or smaller. So, we get the point across really quick. So finally, subscribe to this channel. Tune in every other Friday for this show. And what do we call it?
Fiscal
Fridays? Hey, because it's on Friday. Fiscal Fridays. That's it.